Welcome to the Leadership for Life podcast. This is a podcast that's dedicated to helping you become the leader you are meant to be. I'm your host, Mateo Lopez. If you ever feel like you're overwhelmed, you're busy, and you just aren't getting the right things done, if that's you, you're going to love today's episode because it's all about doing more of what matters most to you. You know, Abraham Lincoln once said, in the end, it's not the years in your life that count, it's the life in your years. It's not the years in your life that count. It's the life in your years. I love that quote. I've thought about this quote quite a bit over the years. In order to understand what quality of life is to you, you have to understand who you want to become. Don't focus so much on what you're doing if you don't know who you want to become. Be clear on who you want to become. So who do you want to become? Be crystal clear on that before you obsess over time auditing techniques or prioritization matrix or getting a new planner. Be clear on who you are and who you want to be. And you know, Abraham Lincoln and I haven't always been on the best of terms because when I was in first grade, he kind of got me in trouble. My mom and my teacher had a meeting. My teacher was showing my mom all these different projects that I had done over the year. I noticed they all had something in common. They were halfway done or just not completed. It was a black and white cutout of Abraham Lincoln, and only the pants were colored. This has stuck with me over the years for some reason. I think it was because it was a good reminder that we only have so much time to do certain projects. Like, why would I care so much about the pants? Like, I did a really good job of coloring his pants, but what about the rest? What about his hat? What about his beard? You know, do your best work with what you're given. We don't have forever, so don't focus on the wrong things too much. We do that sometimes with life. We just fixate on just one little part of the picture, and we might miss the whole thing, the whole point. Batman once said, "It's not who I am underneath. It's what I do that defines me." I love this quote too because it also talks about identity in action. Yes, he's Batman, but what is underneath Batman? Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne is underneath Batman, under the costume. He makes a lot of money and he seems very superficial, but underneath Bruce Wayne is just a person that is hurting and is in pain and wishes he still had his parents around. He's fighting for a reason. He's fighting for truth. But all of that underneath really doesn't matter if he doesn't do anything about it. It's what he does that defines him. Who we are is important, but what we do often defines who we are. You know, Yoda once said, "Do or do not. There is no try." And he was talking to Luke about trusting in the force, having faith in himself, believing in himself, and that belief would propel him and give him the ability to capitalize. And that's true not only in a fictional universe, but that's true for us. We won't be able to see results if we don't believe in ourselves. It starts with that belief. You have to believe in yourself and go from trying to training, real training. That paradigm shift, that identity shift is so critical in real productivity. Because, yeah, you could look at Pomodoro techniques. You could do a time audit on yourself. You can prioritize using the Eisenhower matrix. There's so many different tools, resources out there, but you have to understand who you want to become, establish that identity, and let your identity drive your action. When we are trying something out new, when we're coming across an obstacle, do we believe in our potential? The identity drives the action. You know, Jedi Knights use the Force. So to be real productive, we have to believe in ourselves, adopt the identity of who we want to become. If I want to get good at running, I don't say, "Yeah, I'm out of shape. and I'm trying to do better. I'm trying to run. I say, I am now a runner. Yesterday, I was not a runner, but today I'm a runner, and runners run. So that sense of overwhelm, you can overcome it by starting to see your obstacles as opportunities. Maybe you're going through a difficult season. Maybe you're coming up against what seems like an impenetrable wall, but Marcus Aurelius once said, what is in the way becomes the way. The thing that is in our path can often form and create us into a different character, into a stronger person. Through all of this identity forming, that is key to being real productive. There's so many different ways of checking things off of a list, but what we're after as leaders is not a list. What we're after is legacy. So get clear on who you really want to become. So now let's kind of narrow it down because we've talked a lot about high level things. Map out, what do you want to accomplish by the end of this year? Write down up to 10 things you want to do by the end of the year. And then block it out by quarters. Over the next 3 months of those things, what do I want to focus on? And then break it down into months, and then break it down into weeks, and then break those things down into days. That's how we distill our legacy, our long term into short term. One way you can practically do this is by clicking the link in the description below, getting access to the same daily electronic planner that I use. Make each day count. We only have so many days left. So start today. Start small. Start with just 3 things that you want to get done today that are aligned with all the goals that you want to accomplish. Thanks so much for becoming a better leader today than you were yesterday. This is the Leadership for Life podcast. Tune in next week for more content like this. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, do all the things, download my planner, go crazy, have fun, enjoy life. Life was meant to be enjoyed. Don't forget, it's the life in your years that really count at the end of the day, at the end of our lives. It's the life in your years. Live your life to its fullest. Remember, who you are and who you want to become should drive what you end up doing today and in the future ahead. Thanks for tuning in. Take care, my friend.